Didn't mean to play the intro to the crap, there we go. Oh, that's still running. What the hell? Oh no, that's my thing going. Oops. Just some of the color here. Still farting around here, folks. Give me a sec. All right. I think that's all right. Of course, I've got my camera all locked up kind of funny here. So, basically, all I'm doing is I'm at home, painting, maybe doing something, I don't know. Working on some RelicBlade models I picked up at Adepticon this year and had the opportunity to meet Sean, the creator of RelicBlade. A lot of fun. And of course I can hear myself echoing in the background. Hold on. Tell this guy to shut up for a minute. So, yeah. I'm basically just going to do a little bit of painting. And, you know, possibly talk to you guys if anybody's got anything to say. I have no idea. I got my paint and water. Put those away. Don't need that. Help if I probably get some brushes out and such. What am I working on? What am I working on? What am I going to work on? Well, I'm going to finish painting this little guy. I started painting this little here. Let's switch the camera. Let's go like so. Give you guys an opportunity to have a look at this little guy. So paint this little fox. And so I'm going to finish off the little smoke wisps, attach them to a base, and then I got to do the little rider that rides on him too. He's actually pretty fun. And so we are going to work on that today. Try and get that all sorted. Acid Rain, hello. Believe that's Aqua, the Aqua Master. Let's grab some colors here. I got all my scale 75 paints here ready to go. Brought all these home. You may notice that I'm in my home setting today, in the lair. I'm not in my office at work, as it were. Just because, you know, I don't know. I didn't feel like being in my office. Felt like being at home. And so, you know what? I'm going to be at home. I'm just going to sit here, paint, and, you know, do stuff. And because I'm at home, I can also shotgun beers if I want. So, let's grab some brushes. Let's grab these guys out. Trusty rusty dry brush. Oh, we don't need some medium here. Oh, crap. You know what I forgot to bring? I forgot a palette. Let's use... Yeah. Sorry, my desk is a mess. You know what? We're going to use this as a palette here today. This is a piece of plastic from my Striking Scorpions. The fine cast sort of variety. And I am just going to cut it free. I'm just going to cut the top portion off. And there we go. So now I have a trusty rusty little palette. My desk is a mess right now because I still have crap when I was working on my Harlequin models, but that's okay. And you know what? I brought home a set of these Artis Opus brushes, and so we'll be playing with those a little bit today because, again, I got to do a little showcase video for these guys. They've been kind enough to send us a bunch of these, and so they gave me they come a little soap as well when you buy their little set. So I think that's pretty cool. I do believe the soap that they're packaging here is like made by them. I'm pretty sure. Has a nice little smell to it. Can you smell it? Smells. Smells. So looking forward to that. Give that a try. Got some dry brushes going on. Got my palette. Got some water. Got some paints. Just about ready to go. Everything else ready. Hair's a mess. It's Sunday, you know. I didn't even do my mustache. It's Sunday, so the mustache is just like all over the place. And yeah. So yeah. Why not, right? So as I said, I'm working on these RelicBlade models. I'm going to finish off what I had started on the Fox, and then I'll probably attach him to his base. And I did bring home some stuff to work on his base. Basically, I have like no supplies at home. Like I have like, you know, other crap and such, but I don't have any of my like usual work stuff at home. So yeah. And everything seems to be fine. Sorry, I was just noticing a bit of lag there, but everything seems fine now. And so, I'm going to switch this camera around a bit. So, you will forgive me if it gets a little bit shaky. And, yeah. There we go. The work area. So, as I mentioned before, I've been working on this little fox character. Right here. Ha ha ha. I really like this character. I immediately, when Sean was telling me about this game, I was immediately drawn to this little character here. I liked how it's this nice little fox here, and then he has a little rider, this little gnome character that sits on his back here. And I just thought it was just too darn hilarious. Of course, there's also this other character. She's this little caster and such. Really nice. And then, of course, this big stone guy, which I really liked. This is another one that really caught my eye about this faction. Some of you might be wondering what the heck primer it is that I'm using on them. It is Stynal Res's, I believe it's like a yellow or sand color or something. I can't remember what it is. But, yeah. So, smoke wisps. I'm going to need some light grays for that. What do I got here? What do I got? As I mentioned before, I got all my scale 75 colors here in a handy dandy little case. I'm going to need some white, I do believe. Some mauve white? No. That's white alchemy. Oh, these are part of my metals. Rainy gray. Actually, that might be kind of nice. What's this one here? Brown gray? No. Graphene gray. Graphene gray. You know what? Maybe a little graphene gray might be necessary. Maybe we'll throw that into the shadows. Maybe we'll get a nice deep contrast there or something. Yeah, the rest of these are all my metallics. All my metallics are in this case. And my other case, I've got, I got all my other supplies here. I got the Stynal Res primer I was using, my trusty rusty brush soap, just in case. I grabbed some Citadel Astro Granite. This is going to be for, obviously for the basing. And what was I looking for? I was going to grab a light blue. Caribbean blue? Ooh, maybe a little bit of Caribbean blue in that gray. You know, let's try that. Let's try a little Caribbean blue in the gray. Just give us a nice little blue-gray coloring. Just for fun. Just for giggles. So, you know what? This is just a little bit bright. I am going to turn the brightness down just a couple degrees. Yeah. Just so it's not so harsh. Hopefully everybody can see this all well. Basil. There's Basil. Hey, Chris and Monkey Observers. Is that your monkey cave? Yes, this is my monkey cave, man. This is my home office. This is my little workstation here. And so, yeah. So we're going to start off with some of this graphene gray. And I'm going to throw a little bit of this Caribbean blue into it. Just give me a nice kind of blue-gray. And I've never used this color because I just picked it up at Adepticon. So I need to poke a little hole in the top. There we go. Got a handy dandy shirt ready to wipe stuff off. Let's throw a little bit of gray there. Let's grab a little bit of the Caribbean blue. These shouldn't be needed to shake up too much. Oh yeah, I gotta poke that one too. Brand new paints. I really like these scale 75 colors. They're just really, really nice. We're gonna mix this in roughly a 1-to-1. Let's grab this guy's. Which one? That's my 0. That's my 1. I'll grab my 0. And grab a little bit of water. Actually, you know what? We'll throw a little bit of glazing medium into it too, just to thin it out a little bit more. We're using Vallejo's thinning medium. Just a little drop, like that. Let's see what we get with this. Yeah, you know what? I really like that. You know what this almost looks like? This looks like a paler version, almost, of Inky by Darkness, or almost Dark Reaper. That's what this looks like. This looks like Citadel's Dark Reaper, which is actually kind of hilarious. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. But yeah, that's what that looks like. Give a little rinse. And let's grab a number 1. Where's number 1? Number 2? No, we'll grab number 1. And this is the new Artis Opus series. These bristles got a nice long draw to them, as you may or may not be able to see. Let's grab a little bit of water. And let's have a peek. Let's give these guys a little try. The bristles have a nice spring to them, nice little snap to them. And yeah, start pushing color into the recesses here. Yeah. It's not bad. You know what though? I'm going to thin it out a little bit more. I actually might use this more like a shade wash. Oh crap, I didn't bring my flow aid home. Yeah, you know what? Let's just throw all this underneath the shadows here. Let's get all the dark points. Let's just do all the underneath here. Because it's like this little cloud of wispiness that's underneath the fox's feet. And he's like, I guess, like doing like a little dash move or something. So it's really kind of fun. I kind of like this style of these models. They're really, really fun. Yeah. So we'll just throw a little bit of shadow under there. Again, thin the color out a little bit. Sorry if I go a little quiet. It's because I'm deep in thought, concentration here. Yeah. Thin that out a little more. Yeah, basically I'm using it just as like a shade wash now. I've got it in a really thinned out consistency. And I'm just putting it into the recesses of the little smoke wisps. All on the undersides of stuff. Just going for the undersides. Creating a bit of contrast there and some shadow. It's kind of tempting just to hit the whole thing with it, but I don't want to do too much. I've really added a lot of water now. I've really thinned this out quite a bit. And so now I'm just going to put it right into the top portion. Actually, I'm really liking this separation I'm getting now. I'm digging it. I'm digging it so far as well. The brushes, I'm liking the control I'm getting, but again, these are a sable-haired brush, so I do have a affinity for sable-haired brushes over stuff like synthetics, just because you know, when you're going into this kind of fine, geez Louise, model slipped in my hand here. You're going to for this fine kind of glazing. You know, you want to have a nice sable hair brush to you know, give you lots of drawing power. It'll hold lots of pigment in the bristles, and then, you know, you can go a lot further with it. It gives you a lot of control. Also gives you a nice smooth brush stroke as you're finishing off a glaze. And so there, so shaded up the you know, the smoked wisps. Basil, am I going to paint the fox? Yes, that's what we're going to do. Well, I'm not going to paint the fox. The fox is pretty much done. Basil, so do you keep all your paints at the office and bring some home, or you have 2 sets of paints? I have a lot of paint. I usually, a lot of it is sitting at the office with me, but like I have like 2 Vallejo sets. I've got a whole bunch of scale 75. You know, like I've had a whole bunch of paints. The Citadel paint is pretty much just like office use, because we have a large inventory of Citadel paints, and so you know, whenever I need a color, I just grab that, and that's pretty much why you see in any of the mini wargaming videos why, you know, I'm using pretty much just Citadel colors in the videos, because again, it's just stuff that's readily available, and it's just, you know, it's everywhere, right? So yeah. So next I'm going to use some Rainy Gray. I'm going to add it to this, and this is because it's brand new. I'm going to have to pop its top. Pop its top. What the hell's that mean? Anyway, we're going to add a little bit of this to the mixture. And probably just a 1-to-1. We'll try 1-to-1 first. It's probably a little bit too subtle, but that's okay. I'm going to grab a little bit more glazing medium just to help thin this out a little bit. Give us a little bit more body back into it, because I have been thinning the colors out quite a bit with water. And yeah, so this is going to begin the highlighting process, but I do want to maintain, yeah, see, this gray is actually quite warm feeling. That's okay. So I wanted to keep like more of a cooler feeling, because the fox has so much warm tone to it, you know, with the orange and everything, and I wanted to have the smoke have a lot of more blues to it, right? So it plays visually nice, like plays nicely, but that's okay. And so now, also the smoke, it was initially base coated in Celestra Gray, so it had a nice little blue tone to it to begin with. Now this gray color I just threw into it, it had a bit of a warm tone to it. It was this Rainy Gray that I used, and I'm gonna see if this is the color it's gonna. Yeah, it's not bad. It's gonna, it'll do. So now we're just gonna highlight, and basically I'm just going for all the high points of the wisps of smoke, like so. So just really quickly going around. Nothing terribly fancy. Nothing terribly complex. This isn't for like any kind of competition or anything like that. In fact, this is pretty much going to be for gaming. So I'm not going to go, completely crazy with my highlights and shadows and, you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to go, we're not going competition level with this paint job here. This is straight up gaming. And so, but I do want to have them have a nice paint job because, I also want to, show off these wonderful sculpts that Sean had created. And so what better way to show off the wonderful sculpts than to do a, nice tabletop paint job for them, right? And I am a big fan of this guy's work. Again, I mentioned before in other videos that, I'm always impressed by the one-man show, and again, this guy is a one-man show. It's just him doing this, creating this, the artwork and everything like that, and so it's always really impressive to me. Grimjaw. Grim is joining us now. Nice Fox, thank you. Basil, have I seen the TGE movie After the Fox with Peter Sellers? The TGE movie? No, I don't think so. Bladed Vault, morning. Basil, what game is this miniature for again? It's for RelicBlade. It's an independent game company done by this whole game system. Check the site out. Go to RelicBlade.com. I believe it's RelicBlade.com. And you'll see. And again, this is a one-man show. So all the art, all the sculpting, game rules, all that's all done by the one guy, and I'm just always impressed by that. And yeah, and I've played this game a few times with Owen, and this game is pretty darn fun. I like the very easy nature of it to get into it. I shouldn't be using this brush to mix this. Oh well, that's not bad. So obviously now I've mixed a bit of white into my mixture here. I usually don't use good quality brushes to do the mix jobs. I wasn't thinking there, but anyway. Let's grab a little scoop of color. Okay, and let's continue on. Grab these high points. This might actually look a little darker than I was initially intending, but that's fine. No biggie. Again, if I'm going quiet, it's because I'm concentrating. Can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. I'm just one of those guys. And anybody wondering what kind of brush I'm using? I'm using the Artis Opus brush. They have a Kickstarter coming up pretty darn soon. I believe this week actually. And these brushes are these are going to be the next premier brushes that will everybody be fighting for. Rather than Winsor Newtons, these guys hope it'll be these brushes that everybody's clamoring for. And so far I'm enjoying it. I'm only using a number 1 right now just to do a bit of this base coating and such and do these highlights. But otherwise, I'm liking the spring. I'm liking the control. It maintains its point well enough. So far I'm liking it. I mean, it's a good quality brush so far, I'm noticing. Again, on Mini Wargaming, I will be doing a showcase video for this soon enough. Yeah. So hopefully you guys are seeing that okay. And we're going to add a little bit more white. This is just scale 75, it's just white. It's just straight up white. add a little bit more. Let's use this brush here. Normally I have a crappier brush for mixings and drawing of paints and such. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring one home, so I gotta use one of my slightly better brushes. I've been using these ones. These are the Games and Gear brushes, and I've been using these for the last couple months. And they're a sable hair brush, and they're actually pretty darn good. Yeah, these brushes here, because they come apart and you can, put them back together and everything. And these haven't been too bad. I've been using these ones too, these Games and Gears. Hasn't been too bad at all. Whoa, okay. Let's grab a bit of this mix. And yeah. Now, as we get into these highlights here, I don't want to go quite as far as what I was doing before, because then the eye just loses the little gradient effect that you're trying to go for when you're going for this many layers of highlights on an object, You want to have high points and low points of color. You don't want to just straight up, build the color all the way up. I mean, you want to have highs and lows. So, yeah. Kind of like that. I hit this very high point here on the top of this little wisp, and then I hit just the inside curl part of the wisp. And it gives you a slight look of the gradient and everything. Here I'm going to come just for the leading edge of that. In fact, I really want to accentuate the kind of bulbous points of the smoke wisp, because I like the style in which it was sculpted. It's actually pretty fun. It has this really kind of animated look to it. I really like the look of it. Yeah. I'm doing a bit of a zenithal like highlight to it, where I'm putting the highlights on the top points, but I'm also trying to keep brighter colors towards the back, so it's kind of, you can imagine that the smoke gets lighter as you go towards the back of it. So really, that's what we're going for here. Just going for some of these little things, like these little ridges and such inside. Try not to get his little foot. Get this high point here. Yeah. Get that little low point as well. Yeah, I think that's starting to come along nicely. It's kind of hard for you guys to see. It's not quite, I mean, I suppose I could zoom the camera in a bit more. Let's see. Where am I at here? Where am I at? Okay. Okay, that's as far as it's gonna give me. I tried, people. I tried. Camera doesn't want to go any further than that. But shoot, I just knocked the end of that. Didn't chip the paint. So that's a plus. There's a plus for you. Didn't even chip the paint. Now, let's see here. Can we zoom it? Can we focus on the fox? Oh, shoot, we can too. There we go. Okay. You know what? Let's try and bring the fox a bit closer here. Yeah. We should get more light on this here. There we go. I need more light. I need more light when I'm doing this kind of stuff at home. So, we are going to add one more spot of white to this color mixture. We're going to add a little bit more glazing medium to it, because we've been adding quite a bit of water to this mixture. I do want to maintain a paint-like consistency and flow. And there we go. Now we're building up to a color that almost looks like Citadel's Uthran Gray. Yeah, that's what this looks like now. For anybody who's using Citadel colors and they're, you know, painting a similar type model, or, you know, whatever. All right, move these little things here out of my way, and let's continue on. So now, grab a little bit of this paint. It's nice and thin. So again, we're just going to hit just the tops of points. Just like that. Just like that. Yeah, so we're going for something like that. Again, sorry if I go quiet because I'm thinking, I'm plotting. I'm thinking and I'm plotting. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Johnny's Chop Shop, what's up? What's up? What's up? Or just sup? Nothing, just painting models. Doing a bit of a live show. I don't know how interesting it's going to be, but, you know, whatever. And I'm just smoothing out some of these colors here that I've got going. The real fun stuff about using Vallejo's glazing medium is that it gives the paint a really nice, smooth, almost creamy feeling, and it's a really makes the paint really fun to push around. It's really nice. So oftentimes I work with oil paint when I'm painting, and you know, I like being able to push the paint and feel the paint. Yeah. Whoa. Almost dropped him again. Alright. I think we're almost ready for pure white now. Any other comments here? Any questions, anybody? No? Nobody's got any pressing questions? Nobody needs to know what the hell's going on. Okay. Good. Good enough. Actually, let's see if I can bring this over here. Bring it over to this computer. Is it possible? Is it possible? Should be possible. Better be possible. Sorry, I'm just switching over here so I can easier to view on this kind of. I've got another computer screen that's much bigger and I can read the comments much better. Hopefully this isn't too loud. There we go. Not sure why the hell that's taking so damn long. Awesome. Come on, I just want the freaking comments. Let's go. Oh, why does everything gotta be short? Anyway, oh, questions here. Oh, yeah, screw it. Basil. So, would you recommend to use glazing medium for better glazing instead of the usual Vallejo's medium? I suspect they're pretty much the same. I've used both, and they both feel the same. Although the glazing medium, it could be because it's an older. It could be an older product. I have no idea if they still use the glazing medium, if they're just simply, using regular old medium these days. But yeah, it's what I had on hand in my case, because obviously this one is from the Game Color line, right? They have Game Color, they have Model, and they have Air, and so I mean they may have the same product in different names, but it's the same thing, right? So of course you always got to watch out for that marketing crap, right? Grim, what kind of clamp am I using? What am I using? I'm using, this is a jeweler's vise. And basically all it is you just compress onto an object and then just turn this lug nut and it locks down. And the only reason I'm using it is because I left him off his base, because I initially was airbrushing him just to lay some colors and get a little bit of transitions going on. And I just left him on this here because basically I'm going to slap him onto his base, in a bit, right? And yeah, that's the only reason he's on here, is because, I often will use this. You'll see this sometimes in some videos when I'm just clamping onto just like one piece or whatever, or just trying to hang on. I mean, I could also just as easily use like an alligator clip or something like that, Johnny's Chop Shop. I like the Sunday painting specials. Feel like I have someone to paint with. LOL. I spend too much time alone. Well, that's good. I mean, not that you're alone, but I mean, that's good that you're enjoying this, that we feel like we're painting together kind of thing. I think that's the intention, isn't it? Is that we're just kind of painting along with each other? Sorry, I'm just finishing off my coffee. Bladed Vaults. It's too damn early. Have fun painting. 2 Adepticon goodies. Basil, I like Game Color. Haven't tried Model Color a lot though. Yeah, a lot of the Model Color line is a lot of colors designed for the scale modelers. So you end up with like German steel drab and French navy blue, and what I mean. You end up with a lot of those kind of colors in the line. Grim, gotcha. Yeah. That's all this is. It's just a jeweler's vice. So, if you went to a site called Micromark, you probably could find one. These little small tools. Let's see here. Can I get this focused a little bit better? Let's see here. Am I focused properly on it? Yeah. Yeah. Stupid camera. I wish I could control that on my webcam. See how when I put my hand in the frame, how the darkness changes, like the light brightness, and then I pull it out, and thing. You can see the walls are changing color. I don't like that. That's why I often like to use proper cameras and use like a capture device, because that kind of crap bugs me. Does anybody know of any webcams that you can control the gain or the ISO, as it were? Does anybody know? Because this kind of bugs me. Anyway. Basil, do you live assembly? So I have someone to assemble with, like at the moment. Do I live assembly? I mean, I could. I mean, like I think last time I was talking on the show, I was I was putting together this other Harlequin. Um, what the hell is this called? Star Reaver. I was putting that together. I also have some more Striking Scorpions. Finecast is such a pain to deal with. I don't like pewter, but I long for pewter when I'm dealing with Finecast. Oh, just annoying. Annoying. Yeah. Plus, too, I also have like other stuff to assemble. Like, I still have this guy to assemble. I want to put him together. I just like. Oftentimes, you know, when I'm bored, I just like Space Marines. You know, they're just too darn cool. The poster boys, I know, but you know, they're just too darn cool. All right, let's do another highlight on the smoke, or this dust up. I don't know, whatever you call it. We're just going to switch to pure white now. I'm just going to slap a little bit onto my palette. I'm going to grab a little spot of glazing medium. And again, I mean, when I'm using this glazing medium, I mean, it's just as easy as using, you know, thinning mediums or, you know, just, you know, just basic acrylic thinner, essentially. Thin, thin, thin. All right. Yeah. You know what the funny part is? As I'm playing with this paint, it's starting to smell like old Citadel paint. I'm getting very nostalgic feelings right now. I don't know why. Anyway. But yeah. It smells like the old school paints. Which is kind of hilarious. I'm just pushing the color just to where I want it to build up the brightest. Just get a little bit on that inside portion there. Again, I apologize if I'm going quiet. It's because I'm thinking. I'm plotting. I'm thinking and I'm plotting. Get some of these colors in here. You know what? I'm not liking how this is really sharp contrast there. I am going to grab a bit of this lighter gray that should still be left here. Thin it out. Create a bit of a glaze here. Just to brighten this backside up a bit. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. This color was just a little too dark for my liking. So I forgot a couple of these points down here. Because I have it in thinned out glaze consistency, it's not gonna push the color. You see how it's a lot brighter now back here? Do another layer and brighten it up just a little bit more. Not quite as far down as what we had previously done. Push that color. And we're always finishing our brush strokes in an upward fashion where we want the color to build up brighter, right? Grab a little bit of white again. And if we do it fast enough, we can actually do like a bit of a wet blend when we bring these colors back in, right on top of that glaze. Not really what I'm looking for, but you know. Yeah. Something similar to that. Right there. I am mostly liking it. Mostly. I think I still want some brightness back into the back portion here. I'm gonna come back to this color here. We're going to use it as like a glaze again. A bit of water. Yeah, there we go. And we're just going to glaze that color in a bit. I'm just going to brighten this back of the smoke up. Yeah. Yeah, that is a lot better. So I want brightness. Frick, I can't even talk. I want more brightness in the back. Should be a little bit brighter in the back of the smoke. If cartoons have not taught me anything. And yeah, that's good. Push a bit of that color back a bit. The really fun part about these colors like this is that it's got such a nice level of pigment to them that you can really build these colors up and get some really nice transitions occurring. They're really fun for glazing anyway. Alright. Back to questions, comments. Where did I leave off here? Basil. That's why I enjoy the metal incubi I assemble at the moment. Compared to the fine cast ones I'd given up on earlier this week. Yeah. Shogun Ka, William Ka. This is a good day for painting. This is a good day for painting. Johnny's Chop Shop. Chris, after my F up on what of the brush, what format should I send my pictures in? JPEG or what? Oh, right, yeah, because the pictures were quite small. Whatever large format you have them in. So, like, if you have, like, say, if you took them off your cell phone, transfer those. If you can send the email from your phone, that would work, because then it just send me the raw files. But otherwise, really, it's sending its attachments. You did it right. It's just that the pictures weren't very big. Like, there wasn't a lot of information there. And, you know, like, usually a lot of people take the pictures, that, you know, they're usually about like a kilobyte or megabyte, or not kilobyte, megabyte, a couple megabytes, right? I mean, yeah, so, but yeah, the format's fine. JPEG's fine. GIF or PNG is fine. I mean, usually they're always just JPEGs. It's just that, you know, a bigger file size, I think, is what's needed. Because oftentimes when people send me photos, you'll see that I have some ability of zooming in a bit. And for whatever reason, I wasn't able to zoom in on your pictures. I think because they're in such a small file format. So if you can get them in a bigger format, that'd be cool. Shogun Ka, William Ka. Have you ever considered getting an enamel paint shaker? Yes, I have considered it. I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it, you know? You know what? There's one point here that's bugging me now. Oh, wait. That's the way the shadow's falling on the model. No, it's still bugging me. No. Yeah, that's better. Sorry, this is a little... You can often go back and forth sometimes when you're doing these things. And this, me being really picky about this, is not conducive to getting, you know, the model painted quickly at all. So sometimes you kind of have to just, you know, declare a win and move on kind of thing, right? So, yeah. Anyway. Ebb and Flow, there he is. I've been waiting, or wanting to set up one of those jigsaw shaker adapters to record this jigsaw. And you know what? I've seen that. Who the hell did I see? And also somebody was using like a drill, I think, for shaking their paints. I thought that one was freaking hilarious. Ebb and Flow, Chris, what does the fox say? I can't even do it. I can't get my voice high enough. I can't do it. Shogun, you may want to use a plunge saw. Wrong tool. Reciprocating saws. Okay. Giant Shop. Okay, boss, will do. Yeah, just whatever large picture size you can send. It'll work best. I do believe. Ebb and Flow, I have either option available. Yeah, Ebb and Flow's probably got a few tools sitting around. Have I been on for almost an hour already? Really? Holy crap. Time flies. Time flies when you're having a fun. Alright, so I think I'm pretty much done with the fox. And so now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue him to the base. Do I have another one of my handles around? Do I have anything for a painting handle? Poop. I thought I had something. I thought I had another painting handle at home. Got my brush soap, but I don't want to use my brush soap. Son of a beehive. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab a little bit of the Stannel Res here, and I'm just going to brush this on. And yes, you can use this stuff and brush it onto a model. Let's grab 2 little drops here. And all I'm looking to do right now at the moment is just is really kind of prime the rim. Prime the rim. And so, yeah. And again, with the primer, you know, even when I'm brushing it on, I'm not laying it on heavy. I'm not, you know, I'm not looking to, like, you know, to lay it on heavy, but you know, it's just enough for the paint to grab hold of. So that's all. That's all primer's for. It's just something for the paint to get a hold of, to bite into, as it were. Okay, so I'll let that dry for a moment. Get my glue ready. And we're going to glue the fox into place, and then we will texture base the fox's base. And we'll let that dry, and then we will probably work on, I don't know, maybe we'll work on the stones next. Because I already have them. I mean, I could start working on this big guy here, but I don't know. Comments. Shogun. A drill is used for dropper bottles. Yeah, use it for drop bottles. Dark Commission. Hey, Chris. Finished my first bust today. Just sent away the brush picks. Cool. Awesome. And of course, that goes for everybody. I'm all caught up on emails. So send emails. Or maybe I should work on the little rider. Maybe I should work on him. Oh, I didn't bring my drill bit home though. Crap. See, I knew there was always something I forgot. Damn it. Maybe we will work on the golem dude. I don't know. Should we work on the golem dude, or should we work on some stones, or should I work on the little caster? I actually had a bit of trouble with her because she had a mold line running through her face, and actually I think I got it, and I think I cleaned her face pretty good. But actually, I probably should prime her, see if I did correct it properly. What was I looking for? What was I looking for? I don't even know what I was looking for. Okay, I think we're ready. So basically, all I need to do is just loosen off the lug, pull the fox off the base, and oh, we need glue. Where's my foam? I don't want to sit them down on the table here. Let's grab my little foam bit here. I always keep this handy. So, you know, the foam that comes in, like, you know, game packs and stuff like that. I'll just set them down in the foam. And let's grab the RelicBlade. And very carefully here, we're just going to score the tab that gets glued into the base. Because why do we score? Anybody answer? Why do we score? Bueller. And let's grab some glue. Yep, it's all nice and clean, nice and clear. And let's attach a little bit of glue. Now again, a lot of people, you do not need a lot of glue. Oops, that's too much. There we go. And set him down right in so like that. Bang. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. Okay. Now, next order of business. Burp the tip. Of course, you guys, you know, when you get buildup of how to avoid buildup of super glue in your nozzles, as you burp the tip, grab a paper towel, something like that, tissue paper, whatever, and just squeeze the bottle, not downwards, upwards, and just push the air out, in and out of the nozzle, and there you go. Can we see that? There we go. Can we see into the bottle? Yeah, so yeah, you can see down the tube now, and now there's not going to be any glue drying in your nozzle. You can just put your cap back on, put your glue away, and you're ready to rock again. All right, give that guy a moment to dry. I don't even have any blue tack here, even if I wanted to attach him to something. Son of a beehive. Man, I forget all my essentials here. Think of something. I'll think of something. Maybe I'll just reattach him to the jeweler's vise. He's glued in there properly now. Yep, yep. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll attach him right back into here. So, oh, that's not wide enough yet. There we go. And there. Okay. So, pretty handy, I know. Jeweler's vise. So now next is we're going to take some astral granite and we're going to smear it around the base. You can see there's still a big gap in the front of his base, but I'm not too worried about that because this stuff here doesn't really shrink much when it dries, and so it should just bridge that gap and you know, be fine. Ebb and Flow at Chris. How brush ready is the Vallejo gloss varnish? Oh, it's fine. It should be perfectly fine. The little guy here wants to paint it on some sculpted clay sushi he's making. Oh, very cool. That sounds like fun. Take some pictures. Yeah, brush ready. Yeah, gloss varnish. Typically, I'll like with gloss varnish, I'll use it Vallejo. I'll use it straight out of the pot. If I'm using Ard Coat, then I usually use just the dampness of the brush to thin it out just a little bit, and I'll go for like multiple coatings. But otherwise, yeah. I mean, you can even use Future Floor Shine. You can put that in a little jar and just dunk it and apply it, and you can use anything by brush. It's easier to use it in an airbrush if it's nice and watery, like it's got a watery like consistency. Dark Commission with brush varnishes. I recommend brushing slow and smooth to avoid frothing. Excellent advice. Excellent advice. And yeah, don't over thin the varnish as well. And in fact, how I recommend to apply base coating, where you lay brush strokes in one direction and then do it in the opposite direction, then this direction, then this direction. 2 coats like that, 2-3 coats like that should be fine. Ebb and Flow, better, cleaner, greater surface area for gripping adhesion between pieces. Yes, exactly. That's what scoring's for, is that you get better adhesion between parts, especially with cyanoacrylate glues. You get really good adhesion when you're using like plastic glue, when you're doing like Citadel parts and stuff like that, like the styrene plastic. And you score the parts between each other and then put this in between. Oh yeah, you get a much better weld because it gets into the plastic much faster, and it'll just bond the parts. It's like a liquid weld. It just and it'll make the parts bond way better. Johnny's Chop Shop. What technique do you use for wool effect like a heavy coat? The usual painting techniques. It depends on, I guess, scale. Really is what we're talking about here. Because I mean, like if the model is like this big, you paint it like you normally do, right? And if it's like really big, then you can get into some actual brush strokes, right? Because if you're doing like a wool coat or something like that, or you can make it look like a bit more of a distressed fabric, or because it's really hard to represent the fluffiness of some wools where you get like that fine edge of wool. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, otherwise you paint it just like you normally would. Because I mean, like you imagine, say for example, when everybody's painting the tartans on, Scottish kilts and stuff like that, right? I mean, we don't concern ourselves what the material is. We're really more concerned with getting that pattern on the thing. And so with most coats, or even cloths for that matter, yeah, I mean, we can differentiate through brushstroke what kind of fabric it is. For example, if we do like little cross hatches at the ends for the highlights, we can indicate, it's a distressed fabric, or it's a linen, or it's something along those lines, right? Versus, like, say if it was leather, where we can do much smoother highlights and more abrupt kind of edges and such. But yeah, Johnny's Chop Shop, 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10? I don't know what that means. 1 out of 10. I don't know what that means. 1 out of 10. Was my answer a 1 out of 10? Is that what you're saying? But yeah, so really, yeah, that's really where it is. It's just how we achieve it in brush strokes. All right, I think we've given this guy enough little time to dry. I'm gonna grab a little Citadel texture brush here, and basically we're gonna put this stuff right onto the base. Grab a little dot. Okay. And we just begin pushing it around. Again, with this stuff here, we're not really looking for, you know, like a super amount of detail or anything like that. We're just... Be careful of that. Pack a bit of this into the front of the base. Okay. There we go. Clean up the lip. Grab a little more. Slap this down. Okay. Some of this backspace here. Well, for this spot back here, I actually might use my paintbrush a bit. So I just don't want to get onto any of the painted stuff. That's great. We'll just pack this right on there. There we go. And that is, as they say, that. Again, I could do something clever, like, you know, make it look like, you know, the ground is kicking up and stuff like that. I did consider that, but because I'm most likely just going to be playing with these, I really wasn't concerned with it so much. So, yeah. Yeah. There we go. So, put that on the base. We span that gap with this stuff, so usually this stuff doesn't like shrink too much when it dries. It may, and I may have to lay a little bit more down once we're done, but typically it doesn't. I've done this before with a couple other models where I just didn't bother filling in the gap, you know, because sometimes I do take shortcuts myself, right? So. Oh, Johnny Shopshot says 1 to 10 scale. Oh, okay, or 5 inches. Yeah, it's gonna be like to indicate the wool coat. You're gonna have to look like at kind of reference of wool coats and, you know, like what exactly you're trying to represent. And like I said, like oftentimes with like representing fabrics like that, oftentimes it is just simple, like a cross hatching and building up the highlights using cross hatching. There's some painters out there who've done some wonderful examples of it. Maybe we'll have to point each other at some of these things here. Maybe we'll continue this discussion on Discord or something. But yeah. Ebb and flow. Trade slang I learned on job sites was swazzle. I don't know what that means. Dark Commission. I think I found my perfect scale in 1 and 10, but I can definitely improve lots. Cool. Shogun Ka. Refill the way of the brush for refill the way of the brush for 2018 414 for the 14th. Is that the next show? Is the 14th? Is that the next show? I don't even know. I just wing it most of the time anyway, right, kids? So, oh yeah, the 14th is the next show. Okay. So I don't know. Refill the way of the brush. Or do you mean like the emails? Get more emails out there. Is that what we're talking about? I'm lost. I'm completely lost, kids. I'm out of coffee. I think I have one more cup of coffee. I'm going to go upstairs real fast, kids, and grab another coffee. So talk amongst yourselves or get your next line of questions ready. I don't know. I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty, I'm back. Don't lose your minds here, kids. Oh, okay. So nobody had any other questions. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. Not gonna hurt my feelings. Let's. I'd like to work on the little gnome dude, but I don't have anything. Unless I super glued him to something. But what? An old paintbrush? Piece of plastic, maybe? Evan Flo, Chris, do you speak French? Not really. But even French people don't speak French, so. Something I could attach him to. A chunk of fine cast. Let me sit on this all right. You know what? He'll sit on this just fine, actually. It's almost a right curvature, too. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, crap. I brought my pliers home, didn't I? Woo. Woo. Yeah, I brought my pliers home. So we are going to have to cut this by blade. Don't recommend that, kids. Oh my god. Still need something here. Oh, I don't have any of my cutters here. Gall darn it. Gall darn it. But thankfully, fine cast just crushes just fine, so that's a plus. There we go. Oh. I'm going to put that on my shelf. Alright. So, we clean this off a bit here. Oh, just be whittling away. Whittling away. Okay. So we're going to attach this little guy to the end of a piece of fine cast. And just to make sure I get a good little bond, I'm going to score up the fine cast. Not that I want a super awesome bond, but, you know. Now here's where I got to be really, really careful. Because I don't want to put too much super glue down that it's too good of a bond. But I also want good enough that he's not going to fall off while I'm working on him. And that should be enough. It's the tiniest of dots. Ebb and Flow. I started watching a zombie movie from Quebec on Netflix, and that is French. Ah. What, would you want me to translate it for you? Okay. Look at that. He looks like he's flying. He's like, wee. All right. Okay, so that's that. That's that. Priming. Need some primer on this guy. Typically, I would not want to use this brush to prime them, but as I don't have a lot of my brushes here, I'm going to have to. as I mentioned before, you know, for some of you guys who don't know, but I mean, like, even this, I'm using Steno Res primer, but I'm using it straight out of the pot, and I'm just brushing it on. And again, you can do that. It's not like this primer is only airbrush. It just is designed for the airbrush. But I mean, scale 75 paints are designed for both brush and airbrush. And that's only really just because of the consistency. It's a consistency issue. And that's the same thing with this primer. It's designed for the airbrush, but you can brush it onto a model just fine. And so the big thing when you are brushing on your primers is the same thing when we're priming normally, like with a spray or a can, and is not over prime. Do not over prime your models. All you need to do is just have a little layer on there, and you know, away you go. You don't need to, you know, really saturate the model. Now, I need something to I need something now to hold on to this guy here. My vise is being used up at the moment. Actually, I probably could take him off the vise, but screw it. We'll just sit him down on the table for the moment. He's fine. Where are we in the comments? Ebb and Flow translate. Could we do a cutesy thing like streaming it in the same time on Twitch? That would be dreamy. I denounce and reject myself. Basil, do you think GW will start getting rid of Finecast in the near future? 2 years or so? I believe so. I mean, they're going to phase it out. Well, I mean, they'll phase it out probably once they redo the Craftworld Eldar line, because I mean, so much of Craftworld Eldar is Finecast, which used to be pewter, but so much of Eldar's product line would be Finecast, right? And you know, that's just garbo. But I mean, like 20 years, but almost 20 years ago, you know, there was like a big meeting. I remember the big talk of it of the day, and it was that GW has always had plans of moving their entire line to plastic. So we should not be surprised eventually, you know, in 10 years, everything is plastic. That's their goal. And because, I mean, like, it makes sense because, I mean, like, plastic's really easy. It's, you know, it's light. It's easy to ship around the world and, you know, all that gimmily gook. And now the way they've been catting everything and the way the models have been assembling, I mean, I'm sure it's a huge pain in the ass for recasts to try and copy their stuff. Shogun. Oh, you sent the email called the refill. Gotcha. I gotcha. I wasn't getting it at first. A little slow. The wrong mouse is actually I'm on here. Let me see here. Did I get the email? Oh yeah, I see. Got Dark Commission and I got Cocky. Gotcha. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I got the emails. I got the emails. Kill. So, for everybody who's just tuning in, I am working on some RelicBlade miniatures. Really, really fun. These are really fun models. Let's see here. So I can get you guys a good look at them. You can turn the brightness down more, I think. Still pretty bright. But anyway. Let's see here. Does this do anything for us? That's too damn dark. Do this. Ooh, everything will change to black and white. It's really artsy now. It's really artsy. I gotta change that back. Hold on. Oh crap, can't do it by keyboard. Come on. What kind of program is this? Can't do this by keyboard. Or we can turn the colors way up. Oversaturated. Everybody's monitors looks probably going crazy right now. Christ, quit screwing around with the goddamn colors. Alright. So, little gnome dude. Now, on the artwork, is this dry yet? Oh, it's not even dry yet. Well, it's mostly dry. Yeah, I'll let him go a little longer. Maybe we'll work on the stones while that guy's drying. Hey. And you know what? Let's start off with this dark gray. I wonder if we should do something we did before. We add a little bit of blue to it. It gave us a nice, different kind of tone. Maybe a bit of brown. Oh, choices. Ooh. Yeah. The choices. Anyway. Let's do... Actually, you know what? Let's do a darker blue. Let's not do Caribbean blue. Let's do a darker blue. What do we got here? We can do it... Sky blue? No. Mediterranean blue? Ooh, Tesla blue. It's kind of cool. No, let's do... God, I don't even know what that word is. What the hell's that word? Cantabric? Cantabric? I don't know. Can you guys even see what that word is? Cantabric? I don't know. But you know what? We're going to use it. We're using it anyway. We're doing it. I should probably put that color back. Now, it's the first time I've used this color, so we are going to have to pop the nozzle. Oops. The hell's my painting shirt? Oh, here it is. I just got paint on my pants. I thought I had my painting shirt on my lap, but I didn't. Oh, man. Anyway, let's throw a little bit of blue down. Nice little drop. Let's throw this dark gray. Throw a little drop of that. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I can already see it already. I'm going to use a little bit of medium here just to thin this out. Like so. And grab a brush and start giving this a good mix. I think we're going to have to add more gray. It's a little too blue. Yeah, it's a little too blue. Okay. So I'm going to add 2 more drops of gray. This should knock it out a bit. Yeah, that's looking much better. Deep blues tend to be really, really strong. Now, what color this would be, I have no idea. Because this is such a strong blue and gray. I mean, you guys can see that okay, but yeah. Alright, now, normally I like to have these things on a holder while I'm working on them, but make do with what we got. And we're just going to begin laying this onto the model. You know what? I'm kind of liking this. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this color. Yeah. Because of the color of primer I used, in the thin areas, it almost takes on a green hue, which is kind of fun. Again, as I mentioned before, I'm doing these for tabletop, so I'm not, I'm not looking to kill myself here trying to create the ultimate colors here or anything like that. Yeah, it's kind of fun for little rocks. Don't worry, we're going to dull this down. It's not going to stay this harsh blue like this. Well, this is not even harsh. This is quite dark. Desaturated. It's really probably the better word. Desaturated. Now, it's got these little tendrils that run up. And the way I've seen them is that they're painted almost like OSL, like they're glowing. And so actually might be something I might try is maybe a bit of OSL on the rocks. Just for giggles. Just for giggles. No idea what I'm singing there. Or humming. Come back around. Just resaturate this stuff here. Make sure I got a nice, good, even base coat, which I am pretty confident I do. There we go. Excelente. Let's hit the other stone. The other thing is I'm having trouble deciding what I want to do for the big stone dude, the big golem dude. I'm thinking I want to do them in reds or maybe terracottas. I don't know. I'm conflicted as to how I want to paint him. What do you guys think? What would be fun? What would be a fun color scheme for him? Because the box art for these guys, he's kind of a blue. And I think that's kind of fun, but I think I'd like to do something a little different from the box art. You know? I mean, I'm inspired by the imagery of the game, but, I don't feel like anybody needs to be locked into any kind of particular, color scheme for things. I think there's plenty of room for us to do whatever we want. So, I don't know. There we go. I think we're all base coated. Oh, missed the spot. Yeah. Ah, beauty, eh? Yeah. There we go. That's that. Where am I in these comments? Actually, has anybody even been talking in the comments? Basil, what about newer metal sculpts like the new Dark Eldar stuff? Incubi and Mandrakes. I read somewhere that redoing sculpts for plastic from metal resin is hard or impossible. It's not impossible. I don't know how hard it is. It's just costly. It just costs them. And I mean, they're gonna convert everything over to plastic. I'm sure of it. And I can easily see, and we've heard this rumor for a long time, of Eldar aspect warriors being multi kits, so that basically it's kind of like one kind of body type, and then you add the bits on, and it makes it look like a Dire Avenger or a Fire Dragon, and then you get another one that looks like a Scorpion and maybe Dark Reaper, or you know what I mean? Like if you can imagine which armors kind of look similar, right? And so I mean, it's not very it's not impossible that we'll see the Eldar line being redone, which I'm looking forward to. I mean, the Falcon Graph Tank, I mean, like that is an old kit, and that needs to be redone as well. So, how's our fox looking? Yeah, see the little gap in front? You can't even tell anymore. We bridged that gap so far. So he's good. He's all fine. And Shogun Ka William, terracotta, redstone, onyx, or stone filled with ore. A poll up on Discord. You put a poll up on Discord? Did you? Son of a gun, he did. So everybody head over to Discord, or anybody who's watching, and let me know what color should this guy be. What color's his skin color? Because in the artwork, he's shown as blue, like a light blue. And I'd like to do something different. And I was actually thinking of like a red, or even like a terracotta. I was thinking of, you know, something different. I don't know, but yeah, let me know. Good idea, Shogun. Putting up a poll. God, you're clever, lad. Show you my gun here. The stones are still drying. All right, Golem dude, or Gnome. He's got to be dry by now. Looks pretty dry. Now, he's depicted in a green kind of costume. And I'm kind of inclined to do a green. Maybe, you know what though? Maybe I'm going to do a turquoise. Yes, a turquoise. That's what we're going to do. So, where is my blue-green? So do I have a blue-green is a better question. Color is this? Forest green? No. Color is this? Deep blue? No. Do I have a turquoise? I don't have a turquoise. We're going to have to make one then. Ardeen green. You know what? I'm going to check my other case first, in case that's got a turquoise, which I don't think it does, actually. Let's see here. Shut up. No, because these are all my metallics. And my browns. My black and whites, I mean. So that means we have to mix our terracotta color. So that means, what color do we want? Terracotta, not terracotta. Turquoise. That's the color. So we are going to need a blue and a green. How intense do we want this color to be? I'm thinking it's a pretty bright orange, because I want turquoise because it's a blue-green, and I want them to play nice with the fox, with the nice bright orange of the fox. And so I am thinking, what if we did boreal tree green, Caribbean blue. Let's try that. You know what? Just for giggles, let's try that. I don't think I've used this green. Nope. So let's give it a shot here. Let's see what we get with this. We'll go 1 part green, and we'll go 1 part of this really light blue. If I don't like this light blue, I might go regular. You know what? I might not like that. I might actually use that as a highlight. Let's go with sky blue. Let's do sky blue. I got a picture of this as well. So let's go with sky blue. Let's give that a shot. Now we'll use some medium, mix it up. Ooh. Could even went with a darker blue with that. I kind of like this color though. It's not all the way far from green, but it's got that hint of blue in it. I actually kind of like that color. It almost looks like Cabalite green. For all you Citadel users out there, that's what that looks like. Cabalite, you know what I mean. So we're gonna base coat this little guy. Use this brush here. It's actually kind of fun having a little stick. I can just turn them around really easily. Just kind of. Hard part is kind of determining what is flesh, what is cloth. Try and keep them mostly the same kind of color. I don't want to have too many colors just because he's so small that I don't really want to, like, you know, get lost in his details. We'll assume his pants are the same color. So saddle. His saddle will be a different color. Yeah, because that's his arm. Yeah. Having fun with this color though. I'm really enjoying this. It's still kind of it's still mostly a green, but it's got that hint of blues in it. It's really kind of tripping me out. It's actually kind of nice. Hope you guys can see that very well, but I will have to apply more than one coat though, just because I can see the light primer showing through. But that's fine. Again, as I mentioned before, for anybody just tuning in, this is not getting done to, like, you know, a super high standard. This is getting done for a tabletop. But we are going to do a nice job on it. You know what, screw it, let's paint those in. It's kind of tempting to paint his gloves the same color. Because I don't know if I want to do his boots the same as his body or what. But either way. Same with like his backpack. And his hat has his little details around the rim. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a metal or what. I'm not sure what the detail is. Screw it, we'll color it in green. Again, I don't really want that many colors at play on his surface, so we are just gonna treat it as such. It's just all kind of, it's all striking me as very comical. It's very funny. His backpack too. You know what, we're going to base coat his backpack green as well. In this green. We can always build the highlights up in different highlights. Maybe go with more of a camo green or something like that. I just don't want to have too many little fiddly little details going on them. Yeah. There's little jars and such. Pants and saddle. The saddle will probably paint like a dark brown. Just for giggle anyway. He's got these little vials on him, and like little bottles. They're like little grenades, I guess, and they have like a little X on them and such. It's pretty funny. All right. So we'll let that dry for a moment. Head over to the comments and take a sip of my coffee. Shogun, only 4 people voted. Oh yeah, only 4 people voted. Well, who voted? Let's see. What did people vote? Oh, the poll's closed. What happened to the poll? Where'd it go? Where'd the poll go? I thought I had it on the screen here. What happened to the poll? What happened to the poll? Anyway, Johnny's Chop Shop. What does the phrase tabletop standard mean? Help a brother out. Tabletop standard. It's painted just for playing. So it's just oftentimes it's referred to as a 3-color minimum. So for example, like the model has say 2 colors going on, and the base has been colored as well. Tabletop standard. It just means that it looks good on the tabletop, and that's it. It's not, you're not painting it for like a competition. You're not painting it for display standards. When people talk about painting it, to competition or display standards, is usually the kind of stuff you see like on like Cool Mini or Not or anything like that, where it's the model has got like really subtle color blends and tiniest of details, and what I mean, those kind of things. Whereas tabletop standard means the space, like if we go for like a Space Marine, it's it's a base coat, maybe some shading, the details are all picked out, the base is done, and bang, it's tabletop ready, and it can go out and play with. High tabletop would be kind of like what I'm kind of going for here, where like I've got like some highlighting, some details, some blends, stuff like that, but nothing too intricate, nothing too serious. It's just a higher tabletop. Like it'd be a high tabletop would be like if I was going to like tournaments or something like that, and I was going to get judged on the painting for my army in a tournament kind of thing, right? Not judged on the painting of the model, say for like a painting competition where just the painting was determined, but a good paint job just to get a good score inside, say like a tournament, right? Does that make any sense, Johnny? I don't know. But yeah, that's typically what tabletop means. Tabletop standard is just it's an old idea where basically it's just a 3-color standard. Oftentimes it is referred to as a 3-colored standard. Shogun Ka, winner by 2 votes. Stone filled with ore vote each onyx and redstone. Stone filled with ore. So you mean like it has like a veiny quality? Is that what we're talking about? Veiny quality would actually be pretty cool. Like onyx with redstone. So he's kind of blackish with like the red veins kind of running through him. Actually, that'd be kind of cool. Actually. And then give him like a high gloss, and then just give him that kind of stone kind of because onyx is black, right? It's not lava stone. Obsidian. That's it. Obsidian. We're not talking obsidian, are we? We're talking onyx. Onyx is completely black, I do believe. It's just a black stone. Onyx isn't the same as obsidian, is it? Is it the same, or just two different names, kind of thing, depending where you are, kind of thing? I don't know. I'm not a geologist. I have no idea, and I'm really not going to sweat it either. Okay, so how are we doing here with this little guy? Yeah, I think it's kind of fun. This little guy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to block out his colors before moving on. He's got a little spoon. He's got his little spoon raised up. And he's got like a grenade in it. And it's like he's like flinging little grenades, That's too funny. So, yeah. I think what I'll do next is maybe I'll grab a brown. Do I have browns? Yeah, I got browns. Yeah, we got like Arabic Shadow. Well, this is flesh tones. It's not really browns, but it's browns. Shogun says onyx is a crystal. Okay. Ebb and flow, veiny quality. Yeah, it does. High five. Johnny's Chop Shop. I got it. It's a gamer thing. Yeah, it is a gamer thing. Yes, definitely, it's a gamer thing. I mean, like myself personally, I consider myself both painter and gamer. Depending what mood I'm in, I'm more of one of the other. I'm probably always more of the painter, just because my day job now has me painting so often that just I paint all the time, and my background is in art, so yeah, I probably am more of a painter, and I do paint on canvases and such. So I guess I am more painter. I don't know, but sometimes I want to play a game. I just want to play, relax and play games, right? So it always seems like everybody's like, no, either you're a painter, or you're a gamer, and blah blah. You know what I mean? Which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why people want to pigeonhole people into other kind of particular kind of corners? Like it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You're either this or you're that. You're this or you're that. And it doesn't make a lot of sense. People grow, adapt, change, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Anywho, let's continue on here. I kind of feel like going back to the stones here for a second. Possibly. I almost feel like doing a little bit of a blend on those stones. Because what color did I use? I used this blue and this gray, right? And so what if we made a mixture of this again and blended with just a light gray? Just for giggles. Maybe we'll try that. Sorry, I'm still sitting here sipping my coffee. Basil, gotta go get some sleep. Thanks for a chill stream, Chris. Yeah, no problem. Later, Basil. Shogun Ka. Obsidian is a light gray, and onyx has layers of color running through it. See, I always thought onyx was a pure black stone, whereas obsidian, it's lava glass. Essentially it's a glass, and light will pass through it somewhat, in varying thicknesses. Light can actually pass through obsidian, whereas onyx I thought was a black a black stone, you know. But hey, what do I know? All right, I think yeah. So we're gonna fart around with that for a little bit. What time we at here? Holy crap! Only 2 hours of painting. Jeez Louise. Let's get some more painting done here. Quit our gum flapping. So what did we do? We did 1 drop of blue, right? 1 drop of blue, and probably like 2, 1. No, I did 3. I did 3 drops. There's the 1 initial, and then I added 2 more. So 1, 2, 3. So it's a 3-to-1 mix ratio I made for this color. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. We'll know once I get it mixed that if I got it right again. But of course, as long as you keep, you're consistent, you'll get consistent results, as I always say. And yeah, here it is. Here's the color back again. This is the color. So, yeah, you get the same thing. Just the same color mixture. It all looks the same. It looks a little different on the dry parts on the palette, just because, they're dried. Acrylics often have that tendency to change colors when they change like that. When they dry. Alright, so that was that. So we're going to grab some rainy gray now, and we're going to throw this onto our palette. And we are going to do some 2-brush blending. Just for giggles. Just for fun. How heavy do we want to go? I think we want to go pretty heavy. So I'm going to grab a first model. Like so. Let's lay this right here. And yeah, we're just going to take gray. We're just going to slap it right onto the surface here. Like so. And then we're going to take the color here. We're going to blend it. Like so. It's kind of fun. Kind of interesting. I think this one here I'll go more gray. So, grab some gray. We'll go the entirety of the stone like so. Yeah, like that. This one here. Grab some blue. We'll just blend it up. It's too much. So we come back quickly with the gray. We reblend it back down. Like so. And bang. Look at that. Okay. Pretty fun. Quick way of getting some interesting color variation in the stone and such. So let's go to the back side. Let's do the same thing again. You know what? Actually, we'll do the same thing. Like this. We'll go more gray. Go lots of gray. Lots of gray. Okay, we'll grab our blue gray. And then we'll really quickly blend it. Like so. Bring that all the way up to the spire. Not bad. It's okay. Come back in with a bit more gray. Get more of a blend. Yeah, that's better right there. I'm liking that. Oops. Crap. Reintroduce some blue up to the top there and it ended up messing that up a bit. That's okay though. Color variation looks okay. So we'll do the little spire again. We'll do the entire thing gray. Grab our blue. Blend. There we go. Grab our gray. Reblend. And look at that. Yeah, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. Wait for that to dry. Let's go get our other guy. What's this? This is my gray. So for this, we'll just go bang. We'll just hit this lots with the blue gray. Work fast. As long as we work fast, we'll get the colors to blend. Get the colors to blend. Yeah, like so. Come back in with some gray. Yeah, we got actually, we can almost do this like almost like an overbrush, where we'll catch just the high points in the grays. Grab our gray again. Let's grab this one here. We'll do this one separately. Grab a color, blend it up. Back in with our gray. Blend it down. Grab some more fresh gray. Lay this onto the stone. Actually grabbing quite a bit because we got a lot of surface cover really quickly. Like so. Grab our blue gray. Blend. Blend, 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 blend. Blend, blend, blend. Yeah, bring that all the way up to the spire. Get those nooks and crannies. Yeah, look at that. Come back down with some gray. Catch those high points. Damn, that actually looks pretty darn good. I'm actually pleased with that. Has a very nice, interesting kind of look. Now let's clean the heck out of our brushes here. There. Good. And no color built up into the bristles. We're good. We are good. Alright. Comments. Jenny Shop Shop. Someone wanted me to paint for someone wanted me to paint for him. I did not take the job because I don't know what tabletop was. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully that helps. Tabletop is just a standard. It's a standard idea of color, right? It's just, it's just a simple base coat, maybe some shading, maybe throw the decals on. You finish the base and it's done. The model's done. There's not a whole lot done to the model, And of course, there are varying degrees of tabletop because like a lot of painting places, they'll say like level 1, level 2, level 3 kind of stuff. And really, that's just the level of details. So, like, if they're just throwing like quick highlights onto the model, maybe level 3 is, or level 2 is say shading, and maybe level 3 is where they're throwing highlights on and they're finishing with decals and stuff like that. Then of course there's like high tabletop. Now sometimes level 3s might be more like high tabletop. So again, it's really it's pretty subjective as far as the quality of paint job and what kind of what kind of paint job you want to do and such, right? So yeah. Anywho, I don't know. I think are we done? Are we done for now? Do you guys think we're done? I actually might come back on later. I don't know. Again, for some of you European viewers, this is probably pretty darn late for you guys. But otherwise, I think I will stop here, and I will continue on a bit later. I'm just waiting to see if there's any other comments, anything else. Yeah. So let me know. But otherwise, I think it's been fun. Hopefully, we had a little bit of a chill time here, painting and talking and such. And so, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of these paint sessions like this, like especially from home, where it's it's a little different, it's a little chill. It's not quite the same level of quality of what I do from the office, but I don't know. But I think I will enter there because I don't see any other comments popping up, and yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna sit here and sip my coffee and see if anybody has anything exceptionally clever to say. No, Ebb and Flow saying check you later. Okay, so I think we're done. I will see you guys later. Piakio. Piakio you.